What did Bailey eat for lunch?
A couple of French fries.
Wasn't there fire or something?
No, I got it. I don't close it for that.
It's not live.
It is.
Heavenly Father, please help us to make the right decisions for the people of Alcona County. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the
United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, welcome to the Wednesday, April 7th, 2021 Alcona County Board of Commissioners regular meeting. We will have a roll call, please.
Brumman.
Here.
Small.
Here.
Brady.
Here.
Thompson.
Here.
Gothier.
Here. All right, great. Accept a motion to approve the minutes from March 17th.
So moved.
Seconded. Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Do we have to do a roll call?
I don't know. It's a Zoom,
Not
isn't it?
anymore. No, Zoomers, just if people want to join us.
Okay, then
We are now mandated to be in person.
all those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
That's my take on it, Adam.
I'll take your word for it.
We didn't have a state of emergency.
Well, none of us are zooming in, so we don't have to.
Exactly,
We're all here.
exactly.
All right, so motion carries. Next item is public comment. I don't know who's logged in. I see two on there.
Where do you see two?
My text, oh, here he comes.
Help.
Yeah, I clicked that. Oh, look at that right there. You're the best, partner. Excellent. Just give me a second to get up here and rolling. I don't need a microphone.
There we go.
There you go. You gotta join with that, yeah. No, I don't think so.
Okay, so now I can see everybody who is here. Does anyone out in the internet have public comment for us today?
It's the same picture.
Hearing none, that's a MSU person. Hearing none, we'll move on to presentations.
That's a good Dan.
You want to move Dan up?
We'll do Dan O'Connor first, due to a scheduling mix-up.
How is everyone doing?
Good.
Good,
Duh.
Dan.
Yeah, well, that's about it right now. I think we're all in that same mindset. It's definitely been a constant state of change. So I just want to take a few minutes to kind of brief everybody on where the school has been. I don't think I've talked to the commissioners since probably early fall. So, it's been a roller coaster of a year for the most part. We kind of had a little honeymoon stretch in the beginning of the year, and then again in January through February and most of March. It really started to be able to focus our attention back on some projects long term. We received a grant for creating a teacher cadet program here in the district, which starts to energize and recruit future teachers and allow them to kind of go through a teacher prep program to kind of springboard them. We were excited about that. We've got bids out right now for replacing windows, the 1956 windows here on the original high school, and a lot of doors, older doors and exits and entrances. So we're excited about that. We have our bids due, I think, on Monday. So we're hopeful that we receive a couple of bids for that. We got a big project this summer, repairing a broken fiber line between the middle high school and the elementary. So received a big grant for that to be able to accomplish most of that funds, which will help broadband speed at the elementary building for our students and staff. And then obviously with part of the stimulus funds coming in through ESSER 2 and ESSER 3 for schools, we'll have some additional stimulus funds coming here soon. No details on that yet. Unfortunately, a lot of vague responses from the state and feds at this point. And it sounds like a lot of the school funding's tied up in the state legislature right now. So we're hopeful that that'll be coming soon. But, that's a huge thing for our district in terms of beefing up maybe some of our instructional supports for students, having a chance to update some of our infrastructure pieces, and maybe even add some staff in some key areas. So we had a lot of positives, but the last 3 weeks have been really difficult here at the school. We've had, probably over the last 3 weeks, between 100 and 200 students on quarantine, some a couple different times. Almost 20 positive cases, over the last 2.5 weeks of learning. We're seeing it impact students a lot more than it had in the past. In the fall, it was mostly the adults at this point. Obviously, the district, as of 10 o'clock this morning, is planning on shifting into remote learning until the 19th. We're going to welcome students back hopefully on the 19th, but we're pretty much without a food service program here at the middle high school and down several bus drivers. So it is pretty much impossible to hold school without those two departments, especially considering, we have very few substitutes, considering the climate of COVID. So it's been a rough couple of weeks. And, it's interesting. In January, we took a week of remote learning coming back out of Christmas break. Took a lot of criticism for that, being too cautious, assuming things. So we went with the opposite plan, here. Coming back out of spring break, didn't have the data quite that we had, over winter. So we decided to try to resume face-to-face, and now we see where we're at this time around. So as with everything since last March, no win situation. There's no perfect decision, and no matter how you proceed, it's filled with challenges. So, we are hopeful to be able to resume learning and face-to-face on the 19th. Sorry, an announcement happening in school. So, a lot of planning for next school year, a lot of emphasis on summer school, and hopeful to have maybe an August jumpstart for students, K-12. But obviously that's driven by all the shifts in learning this year, whether it be students opting to go online 100%, the quarantines, students changing, from online to face-to-face to not. It's just been a constantly evolving situation. So, and a ton of planning heading into next year. We expect a pretty fair amount of vacancies. We have a handful of retirements, both in a lot of different areas all around the district. And, that's the added COVID, component has definitely challenged our capacity. And, it's we've a lot of positives and a lot of lessons learned this year. And, all in all, I think we've serviced our community and students to the best of our possible ability, if and anything above and beyond that. But we've got to really need the community's help here right now to try to calm down this increase so that we can kind of resume face-to-face learning and have enough staff and students on campus to have it make sense. So that's where the school is at right now. A lot of moving parts, and didn't expect to deliver breaking news to this group on remote learning shift for tomorrow and Friday and next week. Any questions from the commissioners or thoughts or concerns? It's okay to fire away.
So I guess, Dan, what basically you're saying, you're going to shut the school down for the next 8 days, 9 days?
Yep. We are unable to transport students and feed students, and those are pretty essential parts of our situation here.
Yep.
Yeah, another thing I can sympathize that you're dealing with people asking about the money. We have similar calls, where are you going to spend it on? And just like you, we don't know exactly how much or what strings are attached or anything else. So I sympathize you on that note for sure. All right. Well, if that's all you have, then we appreciate you dialing in. Anybody else have any questions for Dan?
Thanks for the job you're doing. It's good.
We're all working hard right now. It doesn't matter the role. I mean, custodian to bus driver to teacher. I mean, everybody's, digging in and doing the best they can with the cards that they're dealt, and pretty much in the students as well. And, essentially knowing that an hour or a day could change everything. So we're all in all, we're hanging in there and, excited to get the kids back here, hopefully in another week and a half, and have a nice quiet stretch of learning through the end of the school year. So just for this group's sake, still planning on trying to hold graduation face-to-face as scheduled. Might be outside, but we'll work that out. Trying to plan other student celebrations and different pieces, and athletics we plan to continue through the spring as scheduled as well. So barring maybe a little bit of a pause here over the next week and a half, but all in all, we expect to be up and running. One interesting question we're getting from a lot of people that on the athletic testing, we're now required to test athletes once a week. Today was the first day that we did that. And a lot of people are assuming it's the district that's electing to test students, and maybe some assumptions that we're trying to increase our cases. And trust me, we do not. Well, the last thing we want to be doing is increasing our cases. I don't enjoy sending out notifications, and Adam gets those every once in a while in the evenings and mornings and during the day. But, the state of Michigan's mandated that we test our athletes once a week to try to resume safe athletic competition. So just want to make sure the community knows that's not something we're volunteering to do, for lack of better words. So.
Okay. We'll pass it on for sure.
All right. I thank you guys for the time. And, I want to thank the county for the support earlier this year with some additional funding as well through some of the federal stimulus pieces. And, every little bit has helped us as we've, have more PPE and cleaning expenses and, more staff doing those types of things than ever. So just want to pass on thanks from my board and all the staff and students here at the school. And, glad to keep working together as we try to get through this, mess, I guess I'll call it.
Thank you for helping us spend it.
That is not a problem.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Thank you.
Dan.
Next, Missy Cordes. Because I don't see Diane up here yet. Do you?
Diane's there.
Oh, is she?
Yeah,
Oh,
she's there.
Diane over
She was a few minutes ago.
far left.
Oh, yeah.
Missy, she was first, actually. You okay with that? Okay. Hey, Diane, go ahead and you can do your update.
Thank you. Good afternoon. All through this COVID, we've been meeting with the other housing directors in Northern Michigan via Zoom through NEMSCA. Can you hear me?
It's rather quiet.
Oh,
Are you doing speakerphone?
nope, I'm on my laptop.
Oh,
That's a
that's
little
better.
Is that better?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. I have been staying at home, working from home through COVID, and been meeting monthly with the Northern Housing Directors through Karen Gotti has been setting that up every month with a MISTA representative so we can kind of network and see what's out there. Another meeting I have every month is with the DDA out of Lincoln. We're actually trying to do an NEP grant this fall, which will benefit the pavilion, hopefully, and a few of houses close to there. I've been trying to help Lenny with the feasibility study, but I'm not much help, I'm finding out, because I'm not public housing. I don't know that much about the Section 8 and waiting lists and all that. We have gained a house this fall that we had to, I had to do up a mortgage and we had to put a furnace in, and I have 2 roofs that are ready to start within the next month here. Right now, the Housing Commission is only operating off of program income. We don't have a grant. We haven't had a grant since 2014 when Mishta took and gave all the dollars went to MEDC. So it's like a hit and miss kind of a situation with dollars. I had 5 payoffs in 2020, which will help do some of these projects and discharges. Let's see. I've been working by appointment only, which has actually been pretty good. Emails and Zoom meetings have been pretty good. Let's see. Is there any questions, I guess? I am going to be doing a grant for HPG coming up soon. It's not open yet, but I will get notification when it is and hopefully get right on that because we missed the last one because it was right after COVID started. Other than that, just hanging in there, trying to keep on top of stuff. It's a little hard sometimes with the paperwork because I come in after hours, and thankfully Carrie in the building department has been delivering my papers when I leave them at night for her. So that's been a huge help. I really appreciate that.
What was the name of the grant that you're going to apply for?
HPG, it's called Housing Preservation Grant through the USDA. They have them every year.
And we missed 2020 because COVID, right?
Right. We missed it, number one, because I'm not a grant writer. NEMSCA always wrote our grants, so I took it upon myself to do that at the beginning of COVID, and I missed the publication deadline. So I learned from that, I'll say that.
So, okay, so NEMSCA used to do our grant writing?
Yes.
NEMCOG, sorry, NEMCOG.
No, NEMSCA.
That's right.
NEMSCA.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
NEMSCA did all the Northern Michigan Housing Directors grants, and we paid NEMSCA to do that for 20 years.
They're not doing it anymore?
The person that did it retired 2 years ago, and now Karen Gotti is trying to pick up that spot. But again, she hasn't had the grant writing expertise either. So we're all working together to do this with the help of the other directors.
Okay.
Okay. So what's,
I don't know. Hey, Diane, we have a list here of Alcona County Housing Commission members. Is that still active?
Yes. In fact, I had Missy, I think, I don't know if she's put it before you, but I had 2 renewals on 2 board members that I haven't seen come across you guys yet. It's been 2 months ago that I did that.
no, haven't
I haven't
seen that. I'll have to
seen
look it up. What are their, what are the names? Maybe we can just take care of it today.
Oh boy. Which ones were?
According to the sheet
One of them was Al Scully,
okay.
and the other one, I can't remember who the other one was.
Would it have been Jim Dorr?
It might have been Jim.
Or Rich Gillies.
No, I don't think it was Rich.
Okay.
I know Missy had some, and she was concerned about the way that their terms were to end. I think she was looking into that, but I thought I'd send her an update on the way I looked at it, how many years you do the different terms.
Who? I'm sorry. I apologize, but Missy who?
Your clerk.
Oh,
Stephanie?
Stephanie.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Got it. No problem. I just wanted to make sure we're on the same page.
Yeah, Missy,
So
the
the-
registered deed. Sorry about that.
So right now, what Stephanie gave us is, we have Rich Gillies term ends this year and Jim Dorr term ends this year. On the sheet that Stephanie gave us.
Okay, then the other ones are the ones then that we need to deal with would be, Ed.
Already expired.
Yeah, that's what she had said, that she had different dates than I did. So she was looking into that.
Diane, could you give us those for our next meeting on the 21st? Could you submit to us the ones that you believe are active? And then if you have recommendations to fill out the 5-member board, could you get that to us for our next meeting, please?
I sure can, but also Stephanie already has that. I already did that. I sent letters. But I can do it again.
Okay, we don't have any the document we're looking at doesn't provide us with that information.
Okay, yeah, it's gonna be, everybody agreed that was expired to another term. The problem was Stephanie didn't know how it was to be structured for how long. It's a really weird system that for our board members, for some reason, it's not like 3 years for this one. It's like a varied amount of years, so she was looking into that. But I will do that.
We can-
Caroline.
Okay, thank you. We can create that.
Okay.
I guess the question is, through this COVID, have you been unable to meet with the board at all?
No, we've had Zoom meetings.
Okay.
All right, so we need
Who would have
to,
been at your last Zoom meeting then? When was it and who would have been at it?
Everybody was there and it was, yeah, look it up. There's a second.
Was Ed Hornstra there?
Yes,
And Al?
yes. I think
Rich Gillies?
everybody but Dan.
Yeah. I mean,
Dan who?
Dan Gothier is our representative, board representative.
Oh, okay, so he's the fifth
Gotcha.
person then.
Yeah.
Okay,
you are? I didn't know
Well,
that.
he's actually a liaison. He doesn't have.
I'm
a
the
vote, but yeah.
liaison to the board. Yeah, I'm the
So-
liaison.
so you're really not the fifth board member?
No, I'm the liaison.
Okay, so we need to have the 5 board members.
We only have 4 that we're still in search of a 5th.
all right.
Okay.
We can
got
put an
it.
ad in the paper if we need to.
Okay.
If we can charge it to the housing.
Yes, you can.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
That's a good thing you brought that up because that is a concern. We need to get those terms set.
Yep, agreed.
Yep.
Are there any, is there any criteria for membership or is it just someone willing?
Just someone willing. They try to, like spread out it through the county as much as they can. But yeah, no, anybody that's willing is good.
Okay.
all right. Any other questions for
Diane? No?
Diane?
Diane, could you begin to make a habit of when you get the minutes done, either when they're approved or when you get them done, could you forward a copy of those to our board chair, please?
Sure can.
Okay, appreciate that.
Yep, good idea.
You can disseminate the information to us.
All right.
Okay, any other questions? All right, well, Diane, appreciate you calling in.
Thank you.
We look forward to, just forward us whatever you sent to Stephanie already. And we'll get with Stephanie about the terms and stuff and try to get this all doped out.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Missy.
Yeah, I know. Finish soaking this up. Got it. All right. So next item is Missy Cordes, Register of Deeds, with a quarterly update.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So I just have a brief report, wanted to give you an update on where we are at in the registrar's office. We recorded just over 1,000 documents for the first quarter of the year. Of those 1,000 documents, there were 238 documents being recorded electronically. We're seeing that figure right between 80 and 100 documents per month right now. Revenue for the office generated for the first quarter was at $162,000. And we had a total of 144 property sales recorded. Dollar amount of the property sales were just over $13 million. So in comparison to, I ran some figures in comparison to 2020. Our document count actually is down slightly from where we were at in 2020, but by the end of the first quarter last year, we had also recorded all the certificates of forfeiture from the treasurer's office. We're still anticipating those in the very near future. That's going to be 300 and some documents. So, all in all, we're right about where we normally are. And in regards to revenue for the first quarter last year, we were just under 100,000. This year we're at 162, so we've already generated quite a substantial amount more income during that first quarter than we did for 2020. Other points of interest is I contacted the township supervisors and assessors by mail and offered to provide them with just a very basic report of any type of property conveyance that is recorded in the office. That was met with actually quite a positive response. I've heard back from all 8 assessors. 7 of those assessors have opted to receive that report. And I've heard back from 4 supervisors. 3 of them are also accepting the report at this time. So, and I say basic information, it's basically a document number, date, time, and the type of document that was recorded, whether it was a warranty deed, quitclaim deed, anything like that.
Which assessor, if I may ask, chose not to receive it?
That would be Randy Thompson. And this report, and I explained that when I contacted them, it is not going to, they get all of their information from equalization. So this would kind of just be like a double check. Like if they were looking at that report and didn't see that in the paperwork they received from equalization, it would just kind of be, I better check on this type of thing. And I sent that out strictly as informational purposes and basically just to let the townships know, where the registrar's office is at with what's going on in their township. So
That's great.
I don't know if there's any other questions regarding anything.
Nope. Good job as usual.
Very good. Thank you.
All right. I need to add some items to the agenda. A whole bunch. Yeah, I know. So first of all, after probably after this, what do you think? After second public comment, we'll do the closed session.
Ken, your choice.
So after second public comment, we'll do a closed session. We need to review a EMS grievance, labor friend of the court contract agreement, a lawsuit, and the PLC union information. So we'll be doing that in closed session. I'd like to add credit card policy.
New business or old business?
New business. The Register of Deeds employee to new business. Do you want to do the Harbor Town in your committee, the power wash? Or do you want that on a business?
I don't care.
Let's not muddy up. Why don't you just do it in committee reports? Can you?
Again,
Okay, let's
it's
do
not a
that.
committee. We can. You
We-
put us where you want us.
We can't vote on the committee reports part?
Oh, of course we can.
Okay, let's do that.
Of course, we can do anything you want. Almost,
All right, great.
almost.
MIDC discussion for new business.
That's on
If
there.
Bill were to get on, Bill Pfeiffer
Oh, I'm sorry, that's already on there.
were to get on, I would like to
Hmm.
let him move to the front of the line, so to speak.
And then the new business, I would like to discuss the building status as far as appointment only, however you want to call it.
Building closure.
Yep. And then one last thing is I want to talk about a budget analyst job description, new business. Yep. So that's a whole bunch of stuff.
This one, so it's a short,
Hmm.
yeah.
Somebody just made a comment about having a short meeting.
Well, you know, you can wish in one hand.
And it's
That's not appropriate. Okay, moving on to unfinished business. Confirmation of the March 17th EMS ambulance vote. If you would.
I would move to approve the following main motion and ask for approval of the amendment as offered and with a roll call vote, please. To approve the EMS to purchase the McCoy Miller ambulance mounted on a Ford E450 gas 4x2 chassis at the cost of $128,516 with the option to finance with Republic First National Bank with a down payment of $64,258, APR 3.77%, totaling $23,055.76 per year if financing is chosen for 3 years.
Do I have a second?
Support.
Moved and supported. And the reason we're doing this is because last time we got confused. We voted on an amendment, but we never voted back on the original motion. So now we're going to cement it up, make it all official. Any more discussion? We'll need a roll call on this one.
Small,
yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
Brackey,
Yes.
Gothier,
Yes.
Brumman,
Yes,
All right. We can.
I just,
I'll leave it to the last and we'll
I think it's
choose
kind
it then.
of sensitive at times.
When we come to it,
Yeah.
we'll shift it around. Next item. Claims.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to approve the pre-authorized claims and open claims presented for payment between March 17th, 2021 and April the 6th, 2021 for check numbers 143565 to 143830 and e-check numbers 1538 to 1551 for a grand total of $2,488,325.79.
I'll support.
Moved and supported. Any comments?
Yeah, I do. And I would just ask this of finance. Might there be some value to add into that the number of funds that were utilized? Because it's going to vary. There can be some pretty common. It's going to be probably, I would guess, in the 6 to 12 number usually. But I have had people say, wow, you took that much money out? And I said, well, wait a minute now. It didn't all come out of the general fund. And I just think it might be a little more insightful if we were to list the number of funds each time that were involved in that. I don't know how difficult that would be. Maybe it's just a thought.
All right.
Well, I think
We'll
maybe
consider.
the couple big items, like,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sitting right there.
yeah, the one that's,
$1,484,000 was approved at the last meeting. I did not know that they were out of this, what's in this list was approved out of the delinquent tax revolving fund to pay the entities. So that is included in this listing, which I don't know if either is or isn't appropriate. It should have been a separate list, maybe. I don't know.
Oh,
Would that make it more?
I don't know. It just, there are times that we pay the schools off, or we pay this off, or we send to the state. That kind of distorts it
yeah.
unless you know that these are coming from all these different funds.
I mean, I hear you're saying, but on the other hand, it's all, somebody can look at this can request this from the clerk
Okay,
and discern from themselves
thought.
what got paid out of where too. So,
just a thought.
but it's worth thinking about on our independent basis.
Brief as your thought may be.
Did we get approved? Did we approve?
All right, so we need to do a roll call. We did not vote yet.
Gothier,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
Drummond,
Yes.
Brady.
Yes. All right, next I'm gonna tackle the credit card policy. I've been working with Dan and Cheryl through our finance meetings, which we haven't had to have in the last couple of weeks, and I apologize to Cheryl for that, but I've been busy and Dan's been out of town. But I've provided to you something I think that Cheryl probably put together 80% of this policy, but I agreed with a lot of it. I did make one small change. Well, it doesn't matter because you don't know the whole document, but I'd like you guys to review this. So another thing this is going to affect is I would like to vote on this and get this in policy for at least by
Today?
next month, not today.
Oh, okay.
No, you guys just got it. I can't expect you to do it right now. But yeah, take a look and tear it apart as everybody is capable to do. This is going to cause a little bit of conflict because there are some credit cards that are higher than what the limit proposes in here. And that's one thing you can discern and look at as you go through. But there's also some overlap of accounts, for example, Staples and Office Depot. Some of our entities are using Office Depot, some are Staple. The county has a Office Depot account, right? So why are we using the Staples for credit card if we can just get all from the same place? Maybe there's a reason, maybe not. But this is the new credit card policy, which hadn't been addressed in quite a while. And if you take a look, and we could try to get a vote on that by, if not the next meeting, the one right after.
Are we gonna give this out to the department heads too? Is there some departments that'll be affected by this? They need to look at it.
I would like to, yeah, sure. I can forward that to department heads.
Yeah, I mean, they should, just for their comments on it.
Mm-hmm. That was an easy one.
Can you forward that to Stephanie and I as well as Tom?
Yeah, Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did to you guys. I'll do it again, but I forgot Tom. Maybe I didn't. All right. So that's that. Credit card policy.
MIDC.
Yeah, MIDC update.
Jennifer, are you somewheres there? Bill? Okay, neither one of them. We are, if you recall, MIDC had 9 standards that were going to be approved. 5 have been approved. The 5th one goes into effect on, we have to have our plan ready the end of April 29th, I believe it is. It does not get activated until almost the end of the year, October. Bill Pfeiffer, who is our administrator for MIDC, is handling that and taking care of it. The thing that I felt was a little more important that you just get an update on. If you recall, early on, Alpena County said they kind of wanted to join with some other counties for their administrative position. They ultimately ended up joining with Montmorency And they're just about now getting it all put together and activating it and moving forward with it. Bill and I had a conversation about it, and at one point Jennifer had joined us. At another time, same discussion. And Bill's feeling right now is, why don't you wait and see how that works out for them rather than try to get in right now on the ground floor. I would concur with that. I think things are we've had no complaints. Things seem to be going smoothly as well, as far as I know. Bill's okay with everything going the way it's going now. And I just can't see at this point in time to change anything. Should we revisit it in 6 to 12 months? Sure. But right now, we do not need to revisit it, I don't believe. But it's just an update that a discussion was held regarding it. And the strong recommendation, I would say, was status quo is just fine.
Okay, so we don't make any decisions on that today. You're just giving us an update.
And I don't see any being made in the near future.
Okay. Any more questions about that? Anybody?
Nope.
All right.
And if you would like a list of the standards, I'd be more than happy to get that for you.
Okay. All right, let's talk about building closure. So right now, our current situation expires
April 14th.
April 14th, where we are appointment only. Carolyn and I happened to bump into Jennifer from the courts yesterday, and they're talking about, well, I know they postponed their jury trial, and they're talking about going back to phase 1 for courts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you get that too?
Mm-hmm.
So the question is, on April 14th, I assume we're just going to open the building up. We were going to.
Was
But-
it through the 9th? I thought it was the 9th.
It seems like, I think you're right.
We did it about 4 days too soon. But the feeling was, well, if we do it on the 9th, that's end of the week, it's Friday, and we'll just, but the MIOSHA regulation, which is what we're sort of functioning under, said 6 months from October 14th, which would be April 14th. So-
That was my only question. I know you handed that out because I do have that on my wall as the 14th
Yep.
for my OSHA, but it was never voted on.
Correct,
It was voted on?
on the 9th,
Okay,
back
On the 9th.
quite a ways ago.
okay.
But-
That's what I thought.
Right. So, but regardless, yeah, it does make more sense. So we get our motion right. So what is the appetite of the commissioners? I mean, the way the COVID cases are going back up, blah, blah, blah. Do we stay on appointment only?
I'd like to stay on until end of April or first week in May or something on that.
What's that first Friday in May?
7th,
7th.
and which would be 2 days after not our next meeting, but our first meeting in May.
So Bill's making a motion to
Oh, yeah.
stay on appointment only until May
7th.
7th.
And I would, end of the day, May 7th. And I will support that.
That being said, moved and supported. I do want to make a comment on, I know I get a lot of emails about Open Meeting Act and everything else. If we get some people who do want to attend the meetings, you could contact the clerk's office to make an appointment to come to the meeting.
Right.
They
And
can
somebody
still-
will let you in the door.
They can still attend by Zoom, right?
You can attend by Zoom, but there are people who want to do it in person. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we're limited to 10 people down here still?
I think we can go over 10.
Well,
At one point, I thought we could do 25, but now with the new, I don't know what they're going to come out with.
I think Carolyn's right with the 25.
But the last thing I saw was 25.
Yeah,
well, this size of room and trying to keep 6 foot,
yeah.
6
we
foot.
couldn't-
25 is
25, you'll never do it.
I-
I mean,
The only reason I make that comment is I don't want to get in trouble I don't want to invalidate any of our meetings for any reason.
correct.
So if you do wish to attend in person, then make an appointment with the clerk to come and attend the meeting. We'll let you in the door and
The
take your
lower level.
temperature
I
and
think it
sign you
needs to
in.
be approved too, because if we have 25 people want to attend, that's going to be too many people here. We're only going to let so many people in. It's my opinion.
Well, maybe just as we require We require 15 days notice if you want ADA assistance at the meeting. Handicap assistance for deaf or hard of hearing and foreign language. We could conceivably indicate that if you want to, you need to make an appointment 15 days in advance. Now, the problem with that is we do something today and it's only 14 days till our next meeting. So
Right.
I see a flaw in that.
Yeah,
Because
no,
right now the public can come to the door and call for an appointment and get screened and get let in. So I wouldn't think it'd be any different, really.
The only thing, you might have to keep track of how many, whoever comes to the door, they'll have to have some kind of list or something, say, well, all right, I've already checked in
Yeah, what are you
three
coming here
people
for?
for the meeting, and somebody else answers the door. They're gonna have to look at a list of some sorts, says, okay, you're allowed.
You have to fill out where you're going anyway, right?
Right.
Sure.
So it had, on that list, they would say that once they reach the magic number, whatever that might be, then they would have to say, I'm sorry, you have to use Zoom or something.
keep some outside of the building. Oh,
If they want to do
Rooms?
Zoom.
I mean, no, in the other
hallway.
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 They could
It
hear.
depends. If it's a big, if it's a big to do where a lot of people want to come in.
We're only talking 2 more meetings right now.
But, I know.
Yeah.
I'm just, the only reason I'm saying is we missed the March 31st deadline for the state of emergency or whatever you're supposed to do to make it so it's still legal.
If we don't do anything exciting, nobody will be here.
Well, that's
To make
true.
sure our agendas
We'll
don't
just-
have anything.
We'll just keep it simple. So anyway, okay. So moved and supported. We don't need roll calls, right?
I think it might be wise.
This one we might.
All right, let's roll call it then.
Brumman,
Yes.
Small,
Yes.
Gothier,
Yes.
Brady,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
And do I recall correctly that within that motion, there was the concept of they could call the clerk's office for an appointment to attend the meeting?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, no, that was, it doesn't have to be worded like that because it's already,
That's true, I guess.
that's already building policy.
Right.
We don't have to reaffirm that. Jennifer, I saw you popped in. Do you want to, there's something you want to, we got done with the MIDC, but if there's something you want to add or?
Well, you were referencing the building closure and the status of the courts.
Oh, okay.
right now, and I just wanted to let the board know that indeed we did have a jury selection last week. The percentage rates in Alcona County were at 8.7% on Tuesday. Wednesday, they soared past 12. Thursday, they were over 14. Today, they're 23.1. We can't have a jury trial if it's over 10. So we are not able to hold that jury trial. We've tentatively rescheduled it for next May or in the middle of May. Based on the positivity rates, we are definitely moving back to phase 2 with the potential for phase 1, maybe by the end of the week, unless there's a hopeful turnaround. We base those, the state court bases those numbers or those decisions on our 7-day average. And it was at 16.1% yesterday. And if it's over 15% for 7 straight days, then we have to go back to phase 1. So just keeping you in the loop on what the status of the courts looks like for us. That means continued working from home as much as possible. Obviously, this simple social distancing within the offices, trying to have people working staggered schedules when possible. And we may have to pull back on, when we went into phase 3, we were able to resume compliance work and after hours surveillance. Those will have to be pulled back into phase 2. And then if there's and obviously travel restrictions for staff, that becomes an issue with phase 2 and phase 1. So just wanted the board aware of what our situation looks like. We won't be allowing anybody other than parties into the courtroom if we're in phase 2 or 3, but we're going back to everything by Zoom with the exception of those sentencings that are going to be incarcerated. So right now we're all parties are not going to be appearing in court.
Okay, thank you.
Bear up with me, sorry.
Okay,
Motion, did it include something about opening on May 7th? Did I understand?
No, it's just it's closed till then.
Till then, okay.
End of the day,
Okay,
May 7th.
okay.
which on the Wednesday meeting that we might decide to change it again.
Yes.
So, which more than likely is going to happen. All right.
Again,
Yes, I think so.
Does it?
Updated on the website.
We did before, so.
Yeah, you're right.
And I think in that, we need to say may be extended based on count or
I
whatever.
don't know. We should just do it indefinitely. It's going. All right. COVID gives you paperwork. Next item, Register of Deeds, part-time employee.
You want me to address that?
Yeah, would you?
Okay, as we all know, maybe a month ago, Missy, our elected register of deeds official, brought us a proposal for a possibility of a new employee in the register of deeds office. That request has traveled through the finance committee and through the personnel committee and onto the finance committee. Adam and I have looked at it and all that, and it is the finance committee's position that we would, that we are in agreement that a part-time level 201 position is needed in that office, and that the finance committee recommends that we proceed with the employment of a part-time person for the register of deeds.
At how many hours?
Part-time.
28 hours.
28.
It'd be 28-hour part-time, and it would have to be union because
It's a
that's what it was
union
before.
position. It's a
Right.
level 201.
Missy has talked to
Aaron.
Aaron, and she has the details. Well, I guess we need a motion.
Yeah.
Is that a motion?
Well, that's our recommendation from the finance committee.
Yeah.
So
I'll make a motion to hire a part-time employee, 28 hours through the union for registered deeds.
Second.
Moved and seconded.
Second?
Terry.
That will need to be, and Aaron knows this, and so does Missy, posted
Right.
for bidding purposes. But I doubt anybody's going to, but it still needs to be done.
So for comments, as far as I'm concerned, it could be perceived as fiscally irresponsible, but as I said in the beginning of the year, all of our offices here are understaffed because we have elected officials and their deputies doing the lion's share of the work required for the office. If you lose that knowledge, if you lose that person to the next election, and you can lose both of them, now what do you have? Whereas if you can get an office staff to the point where, all the employees can know what they're supposed to be doing and how that office is supposed to work, now you don't have that big disaster when the new person comes in, because the odds of you getting somebody come in that is as good or better than the person that was in there before, slim to none. So that's my 2 cents on the whole topic.
Very interesting observation, Adam, which I have to admit, I never crossed my mind.
Especially the deeds office. I mean, it consists of an officer, a deputy, and an elected official. That's it. So
God help the person that moves in there.
that's what I'm
Doesn't
saying.
have any background.
And not that I'm ever concerned anybody is going to get ousted, but
You just don't know.
in the same token, if you just want to get to a point where we can be self-sustainable, because we all know we're getting to the point where all of our knowledge base is getting retirement age and they're moving on to the next part of their lives. And we're still left here holding the bag. So anyway, that's what I got. Any other comments or questions, concerns, issues?
Is this relevant?
It's just a salary survey.
Oh, okay.
there's a salary survey, yeah.
Okay.
So you have a motion. Yep.
So I got a motion, a second. Any other comments regarding registered deeds position? Hearing none. Let's do a roll call.
Brumman,
No.
Thompson,
Yes.
Brady,
Yes.
Small,
Yes.
Gothier.
Yes.
All right, motion carries. So Missy, you'll have to work with the clerk and get everything arranged and set up and figured out as far as, advertising for a position, work with, forgot her name again. Not Lauren. Aaron. I'm sorry, Aaron. Work with Aaron to make sure all the I's are crossed and the T's are dotted. And we'll move on. Next item. So I do, I'm going to do this, but in a vague way.
Okay. All right.
So at the beginning of the year, next item is a budget analyst. And at the beginning of the year, I spoke of a lot of boards and commissions around the area around us have a secretary or a administrator do a lot of the, the nuts and bolts of especially budgeting, right? So, Dan and I have been kicking around some ideas and came up with, and I want you to review this. We don't have to vote on this today, obviously, but I want you to look at a job description for a budget analyst or a budget coordinator. I'll read it real quick. Responsible for analysis of fiscal monitoring of departmental budgets, assist to develop and present annual operating and grant special account budgets, as well as perform financial analysis and forecasting. Effective communication with county commissioners in both development annual budgets and ongoing monitoring of expenditures and revenue. That's a mouthful. Here's what it boils down to, though, is just budget assistance. It would be planning the budget for the next year, but also monitoring the current year budgets and looking at how monies are going in and out. Maybe they catch something was taken out of the wrong line item, kind of a forensic scenario. I would suggest we look at it wouldn't be a higher, it'd be like a contractual situation. So we could use it out of the commissioner's line item for contractual. What's the line item, Carolyn? Help me out. Contractual services.
Most all the
contract services.
Most all the activities do have that line item.
Well, I know. I'm just, you know what I mean. So we could do it at that kind of a situation. So look it over. I think.
Under duties, you have participated in the development of annual county operating budgets for assigned departments. Could you define assigned departments for us?
Assigned departments might include, it depends on the, it would be assigned by the board. So let's say we would have them work with particular, maybe not tackle the whole thing because we know Register of Deeds has her stuff together and she gets the right stuff in. This one, or not. I said that wrong because it assumes that I'm thinking people don't have their stuff together, and they do. But so it would be at the commissioners would be assigning who, as a team here.
Is the perception that this would be exclusively 101 or primarily 101, or would it cover all 48?
Cover all.
It would be encompassing, yeah.
Yeah, and I think we've seen that in just the last 2 years with the two new millages coming in from the veterans and for EMS. I mean, completely new departments were created, line items were switched around and all that kinds of stuff. And I just think a person is definitely needed.
What do you perceive a cost factor on this would be? I do like the fact that you're looking at it being contractual.
Well, I think we start in the budget area around 12 to 15. Somewhere in that neighborhood.
It's open for discussion.
What type of credentials would you expect or would you anticipate asking for? I mean,
today I brought you this job description for you to discern if this is something the county would like to use. As far as trying to sit down and develop a job interview and the whole process, I haven't done that yet.
Job description, not a job description, job qualifications.
All he's saying is he's not that far along in it. He's got just the idea thrown out there right now.
Yeah, I think this is something that we as finance think this is something that is directly needed, and this is where we're coming across.
We need to start the conversation.
Yeah, it's step one. Let's start looking into it.
If everybody has some input and says this, that, or the other, I think it's important that we keep this alive. We can't just let this go by the wayside. So that's why I'm trying to keep it going here. So take some time, check it over, and then we'll throw on the agenda in a couple weeks to
Put it in front of or
Discuss again.
behind the credit card policy.
put it
Alongside it.
right alongside of
Right
it.
alongside. Okay, you got it.
I think I covered all the new stuff.
It's a financial report.
So we can go on to finance report.
I apologize. I've been out of town for a couple weeks. Just getting back up to speed yesterday and today. I know Cheryl sitting on my desk. There was I haven't seen it this morning, but we still, the 282 fund. I know you had worked on that, but that still needs to be put up into BSNA, right? Because we have a bill coming out of there and there's no money in that fund.
There's two of them.
There's two of them. Okay. All right.
So what is, if I might, the grant runs over the 2-year period.
Okay.
So there needs to be, but I don't have the information from each of the departments on what is still outstanding. Some of the funds were paid out of the general fund. Some of them were paid out of this fund. We got that rectified for 2021. That was the two bills that are on your desk from the sheriff's department. So, but the balance of what is still outstanding, I don't have that
Okay.
concrete information, but I do need that from the sheriff's department, prosecuting attorney, and the courts in order to get the 2021 budget
Okay.
turned around for 2021. Then obviously the
So you know
revenue
about
will come
these.
back, but
Okay.
yeah, this is what we have for 2020, and it still needs some analysis that I haven't had a chance to do, which is why
You got that.
that's
Okay.
what I got.
Okay.
But we did get a payment for the sheriff's department this morning, first quarter. That was delayed for whatever reason, but that is in, so it looks like they have over half still outstanding to be spent,
Okay.
but I can't confirm because I don't have this quarter's reports yet.
So
So
you
once
need-
they're asked to request it.
So you got stuff coming from Jennifer or she's?
I sent the email to everybody in regards to request for forwarding,
Okay.
courtesy copying the treasurer's office with their reports when they send them into the state.
Okay.
I have received nothing, so I'm assuming everybody's gonna be finishing up their March 31st
Okay.
records for turning them into the state in the next few weeks.
Okay. And then the other thing, just to let everybody know, we have another invoice in from the legal services for our litigation regarding the tax delinquency, whatever the name of that lawsuit is. But we have another invoice for $38.15 that we're gonna have to find the money from somewhere. Talked to Tom, our attorney, about it this morning, and it is basically, it's still kind of an ongoing thing, and every little phone call, every little communication gets charged, so we have another bill. That's all I have for finance.
Okay, personnel.
I think most all of our personnel is going to be through closed session.
Okay.
Would you agree, Terry, that I
Yeah.
don't think there's anything that's
Treasure report.
Have 40% of the settlements with the townships done, all the checks are cut. There was a few things that needed to be rearranged on a couple things. ACCOA has received their money. They were one of the first ones that went out. I have signed with 4 townships, so when I have scheduled for Thursday and Friday, the other townships to be wrapped up in village, so they should be all set. I noticed on the Guston Township DDA tax bills went out with the capture for some of the departments that normally don't, such as ambulance, get captured. And it's been a back and forth struggle with having it on as a capture, having it off as a capture. This year it was overlooked and I paid based on the information that was turned into me. So I will contact those departments that don't normally, that we've been drilling into ambulances. You don't get that. You don't get to budget that because you don't get it taken out. So this case, this year, it's a little bit different because they did capture that on the tax bills. And so that is going to have to be requested back from the DDA because that's just the way it happened.
You mean Village of Lincoln?
Yeah, no, the DDA, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not Guston Township.
Well, Guston Township put out the bills. They
Oh, okay.
majority of the DDA capture from
Got
the
it.
township. And they do independently do their own bills. And
All right.
It was just an oversight on
That had a little flub.
something. The ones that, anyways. So
Yep, got it.
I will get in contact with those entities that have been captured and don't normally get captured. I thought we had that all under control. But tax foreclosure, we had 12 properties that we are tentatively foreclosed on. We originally filed 350 certificates of forfeiture and we were slammed last week with the deadline and did a great, we did the best that we could to accommodate everyone and everything with their appointments and getting them in and taking care of them. There was a change in the law with the new changes from that lawsuit and the Raphael case that went through. So we had to wait for new language for new certificates of forfeiture, which is why Missy had mentioned that we had those in by March. We tried to try and get those taken care of as soon as possible. The new wording has come in and we've printed 349 certificates of forfeiture for the 2019 taxes that are now in the foreclosure process. They have a year in forfeiture and then they will be foreclosed on the following year, which is pretty par for one less than what we recorded last year. So we're pretty much on track. We did have, like I said, 12 potential foreclosures at this time. They have been foreclosed, barring any unusual circumstances that arise. And that's what we're working on. We have to get in touch with Iosco County for the Cedar Lake Dam project. Have not been able to have an opportunity to contact the county treasurer there, find out when they're going to be forwarding the money for the Cedar Lake project that they collected for the special assessments, because we have a bond payment due in June. So I will be getting with Jesse in regards to that.
The Cedar Lake Improvement Board monies, which of course are different, but still, those all come from Jamie McGuire.
Because they're collected in Iosco County, but for the settlement purposes, I don't know how they handled their special assessment.
Right.
Because if everything isn't collected, it has to be, the county will have to make up the difference between that for settlement. That's why I was gonna talk to Iosco County, and I'm sure Jamie will have that to me as soon as she gets settled.
Okay, thank you. Clerk's report.
I have a couple of things that I don't know that were addressed. I missed the meetings here. This Friday though, I'll be going to Mount Pleasant for a District 3 Clerks Conference meeting. And this one's important to attend because the main topic of discussion will be every 10 years apportionment. I'm not in the know on apportionment. A lot of the clerks are new in the state of Michigan too, or have never done apportionment. So I think it's important to attend the meeting. And I don't know, I also missed a part with Diane as far as the board members. Trini can fill me in, but from what I could find, 3 are definitely expired. And the MIRMA renewal is due. They want it by this Friday. John just came in today. I basically just need the IT portion, which was like 6 pages long. she wants it this Friday. I'm not here, so I'm gonna email her and let her know that it's just the IT portion left to upload for any changes, and then I'll send the renewal part off. Scott got a portion of that. There was a little bit of a question because of the replacement costs. I don't know if when I go to submit this renewal, they'll give me a comment section.
Okay.
But I would like to include your name and contact number, and I gave you a copy so that if they do contact you, you know what their replacement costs are. Okay. Also, Jennifer Lewick sent a email out, and that's what I placed in your chairs. Was that addressed to? I'm sorry. I had to step out for a second.
No, we
So
didn't.
A budget needs to be created for this. Just needs to be amended.
I thought Cheryl, you had seen that or put that on my desk.
Oh, I saw it.
Oh, okay, okay,
I haven't had a chance
Because
to
there's
address it.
bills that need to be paid out of there.
yeah.
So,
I didn't-
and then was this bill also?
They just talked about that.
So I can hang on to it, don't pay it right yet.
Well, there's no money in that for 2021 yet,
Correct.
in that 282 fund. What do we have to do that? Is that,
Just create a budget and approve it.
create the budget, and that's what you gave us, right?
I gave you,
That's that dash invoice.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
But the 282 budget, this is the 2020.
Right.
But we don't know what you were saying. We don't know all the monies that carried over for the 21 budget.
correct.
So how do we, so we need those before we can create a 21 budget.
And
So-
then get those from the different.
When's that bill due on that dash?
Yesterday ago. March 26th.
Yeah, it's $400, but I mean, we know we got monies. It's gonna show as a red line item.
Mhm.
Only because we haven't been able to create 21 because there's still monies carried over from 20. So we can pay it. It's just gonna show a red line. I'm just have to let Tina know that. Right? Or what do you want to do?
We drag it up and find that 282 and
Huh?
just gotta drag up that 282 and make a budget.
And then basically
We don't know all
Jennifer,
the monies.
Jennifer gave me the numbers for the 274 also, the scale,
That's the problem.
We don't know what carried over.
No, she doesn't know the carryover yet. She's asking.
So we just put something in it, line it.
I guess.
Well, finance has to figure that out. How's that sound?
So go ahead and pay them now in the red in these two.
Well,
Nah,
Address?
just wait on that. What's the bill for? What is it for?
it's $400
For
from the sheriff's department. Yeah,
Exam gloves.
it's coming out of the grant. It's from the sheriff's department. It's
Okay.
$417. We know we have the money. It's just not carried over into the 21 budget yet.
All right. We'll have to get something on that. I don't know what to do right this second. Anything else, Stephanie?
No, that's all I had, I think.
We have various communications for your review at your leisure. We'll do committee reports next because there's some stuff we do have to vote on when it comes down to that. And I asked, especially Terry, because I'll let you go first, Terry. The Veterans Board has some appointments they have to make. Stagger them. To stagger out. So Alan McGowan, James, oh boy, Pangonis.
Pagonis.
There you go. And Ken Hubbard.
That's why I handed it to him.
Yep. And that's why I spelled it. So these three need to be renewed. I guess I accept a motion to renew these three.
Do you have the dates?
They are on there.
Okay, I will make that motion based on the dates as provided.
Okay.
Support.
10-1-24. Moved and supported. Any further conversation?
This is for 3 VA board members.
Yeah. And
Reappointments of the same.
you can give that right to Stephanie.
Yeah.
All right. All those in favor?
Sure.
Aye.
All opposed?
Thank you.
Motion carries. Anything else for committees?
No, not right now.
Dan, you've been gone for 2 weeks. So you probably don't have a whole lot going on.
No, they have NEMSCA, NEMSCA Zoom meeting on Friday and NEMCOG next week. And, I have some emails out to Nico, seeing how we did on the survey, on our rec plan. And hopefully everybody's looking at that rec plan to give everybody needs to look at it and give us your comments, especially in your county, in your township areas of if some of the businesses are gone or some are new or whatever that need to be added into the rec plan area. So, but I haven't heard back from Nico, so.
Okay. Bill, what you got?
I went to the ACCOA meeting and they, a couple just bullet points. They're updating their Facebook. They're allowing a knitting club back in the upstairs. At least they were as of that meeting. They just can't have any food upstairs. They had an audit that came out very good. It was unmodified opinion. And everybody was pleased with the audit. They used Stephenson's for their audit. And they had a town hall meeting scheduled for today at the school, but that's now since been changed to Zoom only. And that was about, they had a long discussion about their wages. They're pretty low. They're 10.10 as their start out per hour. And Lenny's working to try to increase that. They were just getting a lot of not people understanding what he was trying to do. He was going for a range rather than just a straight. The library is going to change their carpet, but not until fall. And countywide cleanup, I started putting flyers out, hit Lincoln. I'll hit a few more areas pretty soon. It's moving forward. The fair is moving forward also, and we have raffle tickets now. We're doing $5 tickets, but the prizes are, first prize is $1,000, second prize is $500, and third prize through 7 is $200. So for $5, you get a shot at any one of those 7 prizes. So if anybody needs a ticket, come see me. So it's moving forward so far. As long as we stay outside and hopefully the cases fall down a little bit, we'll be right up to do. That's all.
Good. Thank you. Carolyn.
911 meeting yesterday, a sunrise 2 weeks ago. We also, Bill and I have been working on some Harbortown stuff, and we would like authorization. If any of you have looked at the building down there, it's really in need of a power wash and then painting. And Dave has gotten an estimate. He feels it's a very fair estimate, and also believes the man that submitted the estimate is the same man that did the painting inside. And we were very pleased with that. And Dave indicates that he would be a good choice to do that. Cost on the entire thing, two coats of paint, 3 different colors that we can pick. I'm going to let Dave pick, not me, at $4,800. And that includes the power wash and everything. And we would like authorization to proceed with that.
Licensed contractor, I'm sure.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. And insured, of course.
And we don't have to get bids for that or anything?
That's one bid, but yeah.
Or advertise or anything?
I don't think you're obligated to.
No.
Okay.
Is that a motion?
I will make it a motion.
I got a motion. Do I have any support?
Support.
The 4,800 is from. It's in the Harbortown budget.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's not that EDC 10,000 or whatever.
No.
I'm just making sure. I'm just making sure.
Nah.
I'm just asking the hard questions.
But if you've got it there, we'll be happy.
Oh,
to do
yes,
that.
I know. I didn't want to vote yes and then have it blow up in my face. That's all.
We will be making a budget adjustment because we did not, the money is sitting in the fund balance and we did not make arrangements to bring it out until we knew we would have good cause and so on. So that's, but
Did you say a specific amount, Carolyn?
48.
4,800. We're spending money, so we got to do roll call.
And the second was
Me.
Small,
Yes.
Gothier,
Yes.
Brady,
Yes.
Brumman,
yes,
Thompson.
Yes.
Anything else, Carolyn?
Nope.
Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do our last public comment, and then, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I just would like to say thank you for the support in adding the staff member to the register office. I feel it will be a great benefit to the office. Also not sure, just a couple questions, if there's anything I need to do with personnel committee prior to moving forward with the union and the clerk's office.
It would be good if you coordinated with all those entities.
Okay, all right, I will do that. I am prepared to move forward immediately, so I'll be on the ball getting with those departments, and thank you again.
Okay. I'll consider that public comment. Any other public comment?
Scott.
Oh, there he is.
Good afternoon. The monthly write-offs for EMS for the month of March 2021, $36,141.97 for the month of March. And then you had made a motion and voted on earlier about the remounting of the ambulance over at Station 2. Stephanie gave me an application. I got it formally done online, so it looks much neater than in handwritten form. There is a penalty if you pay it off early, 3% of the remaining balance. However, they've not enforced that in the last 3 or 4 years.
And strike it from the contract.
I can talk to her about it.
Just draw a line through it.
Okay.
Before we sign it.
Her statement or suggestion was this: we're going to put 50% down on the vehicle on the remount. We wouldn't have to make another payment for a year, which would be that $23,055.76. We wouldn't have to make a payment for a year. She says you don't want to make you normally don't make 2 payments in a year, because that 50% down, that goes to the vendor or the dealer direct from us. And then they pay, Republic First pays the balance to the vendor dealer. We wouldn't owe that $23,055 for a year from a year from now. So she says it's to our advantage to do it that way, so that we don't expend all of our monies up front as such. I gave you back in early March, I had sent you the resolution on RAVE to get that for the public alerting system. Did everybody get that in their emails? Okay. Yeah. We need to move forward on that to get it done, because all the other counties around us have already approved their resolutions. They're ready to sign the contract and get it done. So we need to move forward on that to get that handled.
Do you have a copy of that with you?
Sure do.
I read it over. I think, I read it over. I think we just need to approve.
It's been a while for me.
But we need to get it done ASAP.
I don't think it was anything.
I forgot to add it today, to be honest.
To get it done, because we're kind of holding up 5 other counties, or they're going to leave us out, but then they got to recalculate the
Just
entire project.
for us to approve the resolution, right?
Correct. That's what I need,
Do you have
please.
a copy of it? Did you say or not?
We should have it in our minutes from a couple of weeks.
Okay, that's okay. Oh.
You have an extra one right there.
I would move to
I got it in my email.
No, I got
the
it.
RAVE mobile safety contract and authorize the chair to sign.
I approve, I second.
Moved by Carolyn, seconded by Dan. Any other conversation, comment? I'll give you a couple seconds, okay?
I got
see.
one last thing, Jeff.
Well, let's just get this ratified here and then we'll let it go.
Okay.
Do we need a roll call for this?
Sure. Yeah. As resolution, approve the resolution. Roll
Sure,
call.
roll call, please.
Brady,
Yes.
Gothier,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
Brumman,
Yes,
Small,
Yes.
All right, go ahead, sorry.
A week ago, real short timeline, state of Michigan sent us a thing, Homeland Security, Emergency Operations Center Community Project Funding. They gave us 1 week to write a grant. So I threw my hat in there and said, here's what we want to do. We want fiber optic into the EOC building. I got support letters from Amateur Radio, 911, and the sheriff's office. That all got submitted. That had to be in by noon today. I got that done Friday afternoon, got that sent in. It's for fiscal year 2022. We won't know till September if we're approved or not.
Was it for the full amount?
They pay 75%. We have a 25% match or in-kind contribution. But of course, it's got to go all the way down to DC, down to Homeland Security. So we're in the hurry up and wait mode with that. That's all
Thank
I've
you.
got.
All right. Any other public comment? Hearing none. Go into closed session.
Can we go into, do a recess for about 5
Recess.
minutes?
All right, we'll have a 5-minute recess.
We need a motion to go into closed session or no?
And we'll do it when we get back.
motion?
Yep, it was,
I did.
yep.
Seconded.
Thank you.
Hey, Scott.
Have a good day.
I moved to come out of closed session.
You're too late.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Got it.
Has she finished roll call?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. Do I need to vote?
Hey. Gothier,
Yes, here.
Brumman,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
Brady,
Yes.
Small.
Yes.
I would like to move that the friend of the court contract be returned to personnel for modification.
Support.
Moved and seconded. Any comment? Hearing none. Do we need to roll call these?
No.
I don't think so.
On this one. The next-
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
And I'd like to make a motion, to the recommendation on the EMS grievance that we proceed
As discussed.
as discussed.
Support.
Moved and seconded. Do we need roll call for this one?
Yes.
Roll call, please.
Small,
No.
Thompson,
Yes.
Brady,
Yes.
Gothier,
Yes.
Brumman,
Yes.
Anyone want to make a motion for the last one?
Oh, we
PLC?
didn't talk about the other one,
What other one?
the lawsuit.
Too late.
That's really critical.
Oh, the one over there.
Yeah.
Uh,
Make your motion.
Anyway,
Union.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I would move that we recommend to personnel, they proceed with the POLC contract as discussed in closed session,
Support.
as agreed upon in closed session.
moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
You might not need to do a roll call.
There's no money on that one, I don't think, technically.
Yeah.
Well, we're not writing any checks yet, so.
That's true.
Motion carries. I accept the motion to end the meeting.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded.
Aye.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.